Thank you for having me here. I clearly remember my first dance show. A diminutive figure, twirling and whirling on an empty stage, gyrating instinctively to the music in her head. The little dancer did not seem to have a lot of technique, but her immense energy and enthusiasm more than compensated for her lack of training. She had but an audience of one, and a stage was her dressing closet. Yes, you guessed it right. It was me watching myself in the mirror, preparing for my show in the evening. The show had prepared for my aunts and uncles who were coming home for dinner that night. I was hoping to generate an applause for my efforts, but they even delighted me by paying a small ticket fee for watching this original piece of choreography. What started off as an area of interest and hobby started taking over all my spare time. I soon outgrew the dressing closet and wanted to spread my wings further. Somewhere along my journey, dance got left behind as the nuances of teenage years started taking over. Many of you here would relate to me when I say that my teenage years were not a bed of roses. Things as little as people who I considered my closest friends would walk away from me when all I wanted to do was share my lunch would be enough to bring me down. The current me looking back at my teenage self feels how little those things were. And even without realizing at that point how much the return of dance actually uplifted me in my life. As I was facing the brunt of bullying and school years were becoming harder, dance came to me serendipitously. Never knowing at that point how much happiness, confidence, and strength it gave me, I kept dancing along. Dance movement therapy is gaining a lot of popularity as a field of study now, but everything doesn't have to be termed. Unknowingly, at that point, dance helped me know myself better and even gain confidence in various walks of life. I realized that you can take the little girl out of the closet, but you can't take dance out of the little girl. I found dance in the way I walk. I found dance in the way I talk. I found dance under the rain. I found dance in the way I enter the room. I found dance in the policeman gesturing right or left. I found dance on the streets. And soon I realized that dance is everywhere. Music aids dance, but we don't always need music to dance. I realized that dance never got left behind. You might not even know, you might not even realize, but somewhere, somehow, there is movement in your life, there is dance in your life. Many of you might have heard of the term bathroom singers. Let's all of us today coin the term bathroom dancers. I hope I haven't inspired all of you to go back home today and literally break a leg in your shower. Or I hope I have. There are so many fields of studies in this world which teach us about so many different things. But in this whole wide world, there is you. And what teaches you about you? That is where dance waltz in. I feel dance is as important as any other part of education. It doesn't only help us move, but it helps us gain numerous other life skills. In these past few years of teaching, one of the most satisfying and wonderful things is to see your students grow through dance. I have seen my students know themselves better, walk into other classrooms with a more open mindset, gain confidence to try new things. It's beautiful to see and feel the exciting jitters before getting on stage and the high post the performance. The joy and happiness dance brings to the ones you share it with is an incomparable feeling. So, since all of us are here today, and I feel that dance is for everyone, so let's do a small activity. And so, can I request you all to just stand up wherever you are? Okay, so all of us together will make a dance here from the very basic things that we do in life. I want you to just think for a moment, what is the first thing you do When you enter a car, just think for a second. What's the first thing you do when you enter a car? And so on the count of 8, I want you all to say it together, the first thing you do when you enter a car. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I heard, no, 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 no. Okay, let's try this time. So we'll not say anything now, but we'll do an action of what we said. We'll do the action of the same thing we just said right now. So on the count of 8 again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice, nice. Lot of things, lot of different things. I'm going to pick up someone over there did this. I think it's the action of putting a seat belt. And I like to name this step buckle it. So all of us will do buckle it together, yeah? 5, 6, 7, go. And buckle it. 2, other side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, second task, second task. I want you to think of the action when you get out of a shower and you're wiping your back. So what would be the action for that? And on the count of 8, all of us will do that action together. How do you wipe your back when you get out of the shower? 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. I see almost everyone doing this. So we'll add a little more movement to it and we'll call it shimmy. And we all will do it together. So 5, 6, 7, go. And a shimmy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice, nice. You guys are doing great, great. Okay, last one. I promise this is the last one. So I don't know how many of you clean your windows. If you don't, you can just imagine if you're cleaning a window, what would you do or what would the action be? So next action is of cleaning a window. How do you clean a window? And on the count of 8, 5, 6, 7, go. Nice. I almost see people waving at me. But yeah, okay, cleaning a window. So a window in Hindi is called khidki. And I'd like to name the step khidki. Yeah? So let's try khidki. 5, 6, 7, go. And a khidki. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Now can we join all the 3 steps together? Are we ready for it? Yeah? Okay. Let's join all the 3 steps together. 5, 6, 7, go. And a buckle it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a shimmy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a khidki. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again. And buckle it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a shimmy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a khidki. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Clap for yourself, guys. You all can sit if you want. So anyone in the audience would like to volunteer and tell me about how they felt or what they gained from this activity? Anyone? Anyone who'd like to volunteer and share the experience of this activity? Okay, no one. So, so I'll ask you questions. Okay, nice. So I'll ask a question to all of you now. How many of you actually felt more connected to me or to someone standing next to you, or felt that your mind was working more, or you felt more energized, or you feel happier? Any of those things, raise your hand if you felt any of those things. Very nice. That is what I'm trying to convey, that dance is for everyone. Thank you for becoming a part of the activity. Continuing where I left, I feel everyone has a different set of challenges. And one of my challenges in life has been quick decision making. Now you must be wondering how dance and decision making are correlated. Let me tell you now, they are not. Or a little bit they are, or they are not. You clearly see I'm unable to make a decision over here. But my want to learn and grow through dance has pushed me to create more opportunities for myself and even pushed me to make quick decisions. Coming from a family who always has your back, putting myself in uncomfortable situations has been another one of my challenges. But I always saw my desires outweighing my comfort, and each day I pushed myself to move a little closer towards my dream. Traveling to one of the biggest cosmopolitans in the world, New York, and dancing with people around over there, I realized that dance transcends language. Next, I found myself in the smallest town of France doing aerial dance courses in French, which was literally French to me. But that ended up being one of my most loved classes, and where I ended up making meaningful and long lasting relationships. I feel my want to dance and move goes hand in hand with my want to travel and explore more. I feel dancing and traveling both enable you to find yourself and lose yourself at the same time. There's a small poem I've written about dance, and here it goes. Dance is for me, dance is for you. Every time you dance, there is something new. Taking care of health, taking care of groove. You can socialize while dancing or stay aloof. It works the mind, it boosts the mood. It's all expression, fun, and movement, and no use of words that are rude. For all that it is for me, I will never miss a chance to dance. And as Keating says, and if you get a chance to sit out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you take a chance. I hope you fly to new places. I hope you leave traces. I hope you see pleasant faces. I hope you run in your races. And if you find yourself falling, you find yourself crawling. Don't get stuck in the vibe. Because if you didn't question the highs, why should we question our cries? But why should we question our whys? It is important what we do, but it's also important why we do it. Our intentions drive our actions. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, to break things in fractions. Have you asked yourself recently if you're doing the things you love in your life? Have you stopped for a moment and checked that where you are is where you want to be? When you question things, when you ask why, it can move you in new directions, making things even more beautiful than before. Fear stops a lot of people from asking why. Don't let that fear grow. Keep that child inside you alive. And for your own happiness, growth, healthy mind, honest relationships, new ideas, ask why. But when you feel it, you really, really feel it. Drop that why and dance with the waves, move with the sea. Because there is not a more beautiful feeling than when the rhythm of life sets your soul free.